Tank, he got the power, and he got the equalizer. Anything can happen with Tank. But Tank give away a lot of rounds.
This thing with 1,000 keys on it. But every key, they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building. When he's moving around, I'm saying he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
A chess match.
Did you understand in that moment, like, why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he's able to beat these guys.
Curmel Moton sends a clear warning to Lamont, advising him to reconsider facing Gervonta Davis in a rematch after Tank's powerful new look surfaced. Curmel emphasized that Gervonta's strength and refined skills make him a dangerous opponent. He points out that Tank's status as the face of boxing is well earned and reminds everyone that unexpected outcomes are always possible when he fights. Curmel suggests that stepping in with Davis for the rematch is a serious gamble.
I put the pressure, got some skills itself, and I feel like it's going to be a great fight. I know I'm the better fighter, the more sharper fighter, and I know I'm working harder than him. So, we're going to see. But I know that I have what it takes, and I'm going to prove it on the first.
Guy put the pressure, got some skills himself, and I feel like it's going to be a great fight, I know I'm the better fighter, the more sharper fighter, and I know I'm working harder than him, so we're going to see, but I know that I have what it takes, and I'm going to prove it on the first. Gervonta Davis's recent training footage is causing serious buzz. In a brief gym clip, his physical condition alone signals danger. He's visibly more muscular and moving with explosive speed and focus. Every punch he throws shows sharp intent and frightening accuracy. Observers are quick to note that this version of Davis isn't just training, he's preparing to dominate. His intense form is a reminder that he's not taking his upcoming rematch lightly at all. Curmel Moton shares a rare and personal insight from his time sparring with Gervonta Davis. He recalls the experience with a tone of respect and caution, having witnessed firsthand the intensity Davis brings to the ring. It wasn't just about power.
What was it like when you sparred him? I know you sparred Tank early on.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Like, replay that experience for me. You coming out of it, what was your thought?
Yeah, I was nervous at first. I think I was 15 at the time we sparred, so he wasn't really trying to knock me out or nothing like that. But we was going he was using the speed on me. We was both going speed for speed, and it was great. It was like a chess match.
Did you understand in that moment, why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he's able to beat these guys. Then I also seen why I'm I got all this hype around me too.
Despite knowing the risk, Curmel once expressed his interest in facing Davis before the champ hangs up his gloves. It wasn't about ego, it was about testing himself against one of the sport's most complete fighters. Curmel saw that facing someone as elite as Gervonta would reveal where he truly stands. That desire, although dangerous, reflects the mindset of a fighter who embraces challenge and respects greatness enough to want to face it firsthand.
He is a big fight. Do you think Tank will retire before you can, because there is a small possibility. He's still at 35, so maybe you can catch him at 40 in 5 years, right? He's, 29? He'll be 29 November, or he's 29 now? One of the two. So he'll be 30. Technically, it'll be like him fighting Loma. Loma's 36. Or you don't even think about that?
I don't think about it. I'm not really focused on it. I'm focused on now, my upcoming fights. Take one fight at a time, but who knows what the future holds. I do know Tank said that he ain't want to be around that much longer, though. From what he said, take care of, not Devin no more. He don't even want to fight Devin no more. But Shakur, what's he said, Tiafimo? I think he said he wanted to retire, but who knows.
The frequent comparisons between Curmel and Davis don't go unnoticed. Rather than being offended, Curmel views it as an acknowledgement of his growth. Being mentioned alongside a global star like Gervonta speaks volumes about his promise. He recognizes that Davis has become a defining figure in modern boxing, a face recognized not just for titles, but for consistently thrilling performances. That comparison is a push for Curmel to live up to such a high standard.
A lot of people compare you to Tank. When you hear that, when they call you Tank 2.0 or whatever the case is, how do you feel about that?
I used to take it as a compliment. When I was an amateur, I used to take it as a compliment. But they comparing me to Tank, he faced the boxing, the biggest names in the sport, real high skill. But now I feel like I want to make a name for myself. I don't want to be 2.0 or nobody. I want to be the first me, and make my own name.
Oscar de la Hoya, a voice of experience and success, has chimed in regarding the upcoming clash. He acknowledges Lamont Roach's talent and technical abilities, but doesn't hold back when discussing Davis. De la Hoya implies that Roach is up against a whole different level of aggression and ring intelligence. From his point of view, Lamont may be skilled, but the intensity and explosiveness that Tank brings make this matchup a dangerous proposition.
No, I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations, sometimes at will, without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any punch.
Frank Martin has shared a candid analysis leading into the rematch. He respects Lamont's skill set, but expects the night to be anything but easy for him. From Martin's perspective, Davis's combination of power and ring control will gradually break Roach down. He believes Gervonta will apply consistent pressure, forcing Roach into survival mode. Martin's view is grounded in understanding the physical and mental toll a relentless fighter like Davis imposes from the opening bell.
They're trying to get that fight more of a, like, oh, it's going to be a good fight, but no, Roach is a decent fighter, but Tank on dog him. Tank on dog him.
For sure, I agree.
Stephen Espinoza's input adds a broader view to the discussion. He mentions that Davis is most effective in the 135 pounds division, where his speed and power align perfectly. Though Davis has competed at 140, it's at lightweight where he truly dominates. Espinoza also reveals behind-the-scenes issues with mega fights like the one with Shakur Stevenson, where negotiations fell through due to deeper contractual issues. Still, Espinoza is confident about Davis's trajectory and star power.
Yeah, for sure.
Waking up in Texas and coming over here, I'm like, geez, that cold is different, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Steven, Tank versus Lamont Roach, right? March 1st, we're going to get this fight here in New York. There are a lot of questions of why Lamont Roach, right? Let's not discredit him. He's a great fighter, great chin, high IQ. But why Lamont Roach? That's the questions that all the fans are asking at the beginning.
Look, I think the reality is, I think those are fair questions. I mean, when you have fighters the caliber of Tank, of Canelo, the bar is always high. When you continue to perform well against high-level opposition, people expect a lot from. There were preliminary discussions about the Shakur fight, early on, like back early, for 2024 before this was scheduled. Didn't get very far for reasons I won't go into. But
come on.
I just think there were, I'm not sure that the time was right. I think, what Shakur was looking for was something different than, he was looking for more of a long-term commitment other than just doing one fight, and so he's got his deal, he's getting busy, he's got a fight scheduled, and, maybe we'll pick up and do something there. But aside from that, I mean, to be candid, those are the big names at 135. I know Tank has gone up to 140, and he would on occasion. He hasn't looked the best there. Overall, I think 135 is his best weight.
Inside Davis's camp, training is no ordinary routine. It's a show of dominance. One incident stood out. He reportedly fled a sparring partner with a single punch, drawing gasps from even seasoned trainers. It's not rare for Tank, whose power often overwhelms fighters in training, just as it does on fight night. His focus is razor-sharp signaling. He's aiming for a statement win in the rematch this time. He's preparing not just to win, but to make a point.
Yeah. Once Tank felt a little more power, do you actually really think that Lamont can take Gervonta's power?
I don't think anybody could take his power. He knocked out heavyweights?
Yeah, I was there.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Tank, what's the one boy name?
No, don't say a name. I don't want to embarrass anyone.
Oh, no, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight.
Heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. I'm like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he really
I thought he died.
Tank, is that true? You almost killed a heavyweight in the ring? That's what he said.
Should be happening.
Because he asked me, how does a 135-pounder take your power? I said, I don't think anybody takes the power.
Just not get in there with me. That's it. That's how they do it.
Were you shocked when you saw that?
Huh?
Were you shocked?
I was just like, man, he better not do that shit to me.
And you know what else he told me? You punched him upstairs, he lost feeling in his leg. No, he did. You told me that, right?
Keep it a beat, yeah.
No, it happened.
What you doing, bro? You ready?
What, see me?
Yeah.
Lamont Roach isn't arriving as an underdog looking for a miracle. He's entering this fight seasoned and sharpened with only one loss in his record. He's developed a style that blends precision with patience. Roach has grown from earlier setbacks and now uses them as part of his strength. His movement and timing are sharper than ever, and his mindset is focused. He's coming in not to survive Davis, but to genuinely challenge him on every front.
Tank out here selling under 150,000 pay-per-views. You kidding me? Oh man, face of boxing. Yeah, turn that shit off. Yeah, we shutting that shit down. Every single time. Does Shakur really want to fight Tank? I think Shakur could sell a bit more with somebody else. Especially in Saudi. I feel like they can find him a dancing partner that'll do a little bit better than 150,000. Okay, I get it. This is why PBC delayed this fight for what, 5 months? Y'all ain't want to pay this motherfucker because y'all know he can't sell. I mean, this should have been evident. If you do the math, Tank has never been that great of a pay-per-view draw. He sold over 300K twice now in his career. He sold over 300K with Ryan Garcia. That's obvious. Ryan's the bigger star. And then he sold over 300 with Martin. He sold about 325. But when we put it in perspective, that Frank Martin fight was a comeback fight after a year layoff, so it was always going to sell. Every comeback fight is going to sell. It was one of the first pay-per-views on Amazon's new PBC deal, so they were really trying to push it. And then he had David Benavidez as the co-main event with Gary Russell and Alberto Puello under them. You take away all those factors that this wasn't a comeback fight. David Benavidez isn't the co-main event, and Amazon has now been in the game for over a year. It makes sense it only sold 150. I know there's going to be a couple of you guys in the comments. No, it sold 500K. Don't be so gullible. They didn't sell 500K. I don't know if Tank's a top... Well, I know for a fact he's not a top 5 draw in the sport of boxing anymore. Well. He's not selling pay-per-views. Bivol better be have just triple him. Well, Jerry, their pay-per-views are cheaper. Don't matter. All that matters is who has more eyes watching him, and Bivol and Better BF do. Tank does not.
Roach's credentials deserve respect. He has held world titles and proven himself at the championship level. While Davis may steal the spotlight, Lamont has carved out his own legacy with consistency and skill. His past victories show he's not just durable, he's a technician with composure under fire. Critics who overlook Roach's resume miss the depth he brings. Unlike many challengers who fold under pressure, Roach is capable of adapting, resetting, and fighting back with resolve. When the first encounter ended without a winner, the boxing world took notice. For the first time in years, questions arose about Davis's invincibility. That draw wasn't just a statistical result, it was a crack in the image of dominance. Gervonta had maintained. Fans and analysts debated whether it was a fluke or a real sign of vulnerability. Roach's performance, instead of being dismissed, became a serious case study in how to fight Davis effectively.